Hello, my fellow modeling and tabletop gaming enthusiasts, and welcome to the Mediocre Modeler Show. I apologize for the brevity of last week's episode. It was still really fun to look at the new terrain kits I got from Blackside Studios, and for missing the Konflikt catch-up this past weekend. There was a lot to get caught up on. I had a lot going on last week. My oldest son turned 13, and we had his birthday party on Friday night, which also happened to be the same day that Warlord decided to release the Konflikt 47 army lists a week or so early. I wasn't really feeling all that great last week. As I mentioned previously, I rolled my ankle pretty bad. I'm again fortunate I didn't break it. My blood pressure got kind of out of whack and just wasn't feeling super great. I went to my doctor this morning. Oddly enough, my yearly physical was scheduled today, so things are. He didn't have any concern with anything, so that's good. So we're gonna get back to it this week. I'm somewhat expecting, but not hopeful, that my pre-order is going to show up today. That's what FedEx tracking says by 10 p.m., but it was still in Chicago as of 9:15 this morning, and that's the last update I have. So I'm guessing that will probably be tomorrow, which is going to be the day that this video goes live. So maybe I'll have it, and you better believe I'm going to be doing a review on that as soon as I get it. So look for possibly a bonus video tomorrow. But as I mentioned, the Army list came out a week early, so we got those last Friday. I really only kind of dug into the Axis and American ones so far, but all four of them, five of them are out there. But we're going to start with the Axis. So this would be a good one to just put on, put your earphones in, and then just set the phone to the side, because I'm not going to have any fancy cutaways or anything. It's just going to be my ugly mug reading off the iPad. So we got the iPad here. So as promised, they were downloadable PDFs. They're available on konflikt47.com, so you can go and get those. So we're going to go ahead and just get right to it. We're going to start with the Army Special Rules, and we're going to talk about one thing real quick before we get started. This is something that is in all of the Army lists, and that's incorporating bolt action units. You're perfectly allowed. You can add bolt action units if you want to. I think the thing that calls out, you'd take them from the specific Armies of book. So in this case, it'd be Armies of Germany, but you'd want to use late war units. But any units that you draw from the Armies of books do not benefit from the Konflikt 47 Army Special Rules or the Armies of National Special Rules. There is one exception to that, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. So let's go ahead and dig into this. So I'm going to try and do this as briefly as I can. So I'm not going to read all the lore stuff. We're just going to look at the actual rules bits of it. So there are 5 special rules for the Axis forces, and the first one is Our Salvation. In the turn end phase, when rolling exhausted rift dice, an Axis army may re-roll 1 result. So if you've got an exhausted rift die, you roll it, it comes up exhausted. You can re-roll it just once, just one of them per turn. Or if you get an active and you want to try and get a surging, you can go ahead and go for it. So that's pretty cool and beneficial rule. We've got Hand of the Green Vault. At the start of the game, before deployment, choose a platoon or company commander in your force. That officer immediately gains a point of Rift Mastery. This model may not be a unit from the Heroes section of the Army list, so you can give one of your officers an extra point of Rift Mastery. So that's pretty cool, because they can do cool stuff with that. You have Schwerfeld Mastery. One veteran Axis vehicle in your force equipped with a Schwerfeld projector may deploy with one of its Rift dice set to surging. So if you've got your Panther X, or you've got a Panther or a Panzer IV that's veteran, you can just right out of the gate get a surging rift die on that, and then just go ham that first turn, and then suffer the side effects. We've got Hardened Veterans. Veteran Axis units or any units wearing powered armor never suffer a -1 morale penalty when the leader of their squad or team is removed as a casualty. So that's kind of a nice benefit. And then finally, we've got Buzzsaw. Pretty similar to Hitler's Buzzsaw in bolt action. Allied and Soviet soldiers continue to fear the ripping cloth sound, which announces the arrival of a rapid-fire Axis machine gun. The new MG-44 and its MG-34 and MG-42 forebears are all capable of formidable rates of fire and are an essential element of Axis small unit tactics. Axis light and medium machine guns fire one extra shot. For vehicle-mounted machine guns, first halve the number of shots before adding the extra one. So that's a lot of shots. Okay, so we've got one hero for the Axis. I'm trying to just... There we go. And that is Hauptmann Heinrich Gross. Again, sorry for my pronunciation. So he has 160 points. He is a heroic officer by himself. Unit type is a hero. He may be used as a company commander. He comes on a 25mm base, which is important for area weapons. I've got all of my models on correct size bases now. I just got about 20 or so that I need to put the jungle basing on for the Marines. His standard weapon is a Schwarzlicht P08 SZL Luger. One of the... I can't remember exactly what they do. I'd have to go back and look at the rules, but it's a special Luger. Movement rate, he's got the standard infantry rate of 6 inches on an advanced, or 6 inches, 6 inches on an advanced, 12 inches on a run. But he also has fast. So, well, he has fast available to him, and we'll talk about this in just a second. He's got an 8-inch advance and a 16-inch run. He is veteran. He has a damage value of 5+ and a morale value of 10. He also is fearless. So his special rules are Deadly 3. This is Heinrich Gross only, which I think gives you 3 attacks in close combat. Double check me on that. He is fast and fearless. And then his hero stats are 2 points of guts, 2 points of rift mastery, and 1 point of luck. He is a rift unit. He gets 3 rift dice due to rift mastery. And his active rift enhancement is relentless. When using a Snap 2 action ability, Gross can issue orders to units within 6 inches that have already been assigned an order die. For each unit he attempts to snap to action in this way, he must have an active or surging rift die. Each unit nominated must pass an order test, even if they are not pinned. If they succeed, they may execute another order using their existing order die. If they fail, their order die is changed to down instead. If Gross uses the Relentless Enhancement, after he and all affected units have executed their orders, exhaust one of his rift dice for each unit ordered in this way, whether they were successful or not. So this is a way to exhaust your rift die and rift dice and then get some extra units to have another turn. The surging bonus is he gains hard to kill, and that applies to his whole squad. And his exhausted penalty is he loses the fast rule. So he has several options. He can be accompanied by a medic armed with a pistol for 30 points. And unlike other Rift units, his whole unit will benefit from the medic's special rule. He can add up to 3 additional soldiers armed with assault rifles at 28 points per model. They can replace their Schwarzlicht they can replace their assault rifle with a Schwarzlicht MP40 SZL Schmeisser for free. You can, up to 3 can do that. And then up to 1 can replace their assault rifle with a rifle in the sniper special rule for 9 points. And the whole squad can take Panzerfaust for 5 points per model. And the whole squad has to take. And that's one thing that's a little goofy to me is, I guess it's not that unusual, but the whole squad has to take these upgrades at the cost listed. So I don't know if you could really give it to the medic, though. So there's still an additional 20 points to give himself and then his 3 bodyguards Panzerfausts. So they got some pretty cool options, and you can... I mean, I've got Gross. I just finished painting him this weekend, as well as... I need to do his bodyguards and the medic. But that's cool. Then we've got our HQ teams, which are all pretty similar. So we've got the company commander... We've got company commander, the Schwertruppen officer, which is the Mark 1 heavy armor, and then we've got the company commander, Stahltruppen officer. I'm just going to go through the regular platoon commanders for these because we have the same option. So we have a regular platoon officer. Inexperienced regular veteran comes in at 21, 30, or 39 points. Unit composition is 1 officer. Platoon commander, 25mm base, comes standard with a pistol. Standard movement rate. Inexperienced, regular, and veteran for damage value. So you have 3+, 4+, 5+, and then morale is 8, 9, and 10. And he has a couple of options, so he can take up to 2 additional soldiers armed with pistols. Again, inexperienced regular veteran for 6, 9, or 12 points. Up to 3 models in the squad can replace their pistol with the Special Luger for 3 points a model. They can replace their pistol with SMG for 5 points per model. They can replace the pistol with an assault rifle for 7 points. And they can replace the pistol with the MP40 SZL Schmeisser for 7 points. And you can do each of those up to 3 times. So the officer plus the 2 bodyguards. The officer may take one of the following hero stats, so he can take a point of guts for 10 points, or a point of Rift Mastery for 15 points. And then the whole squad can again take Panzerfaust for 5 points. Then you've got the Schwertruppen officer, regular at 32 points, veteran at 41. It's an officer in grade 1 heavy powered armor, or Mark 1, and there are rule differences between grade 1 and grade 2 power armor. 25mm base, again, comes standard with an assault rifle, regular movement, qualities either regular or veteran, so damage values of 5 plus or 6 plus, and leadership or morale is 9 or 10. They do have the heavy special rule. So for options, you can add up to 2 troops armed with assault rifles, 21 points regular, 24 points for veteran, or replace up to 3 can replace their assault rifle with an LMG for 9 points each. And he can again take a point of guts or a point of Rift Mastery for 10 points or 15 points. The upgrades, you have Panzerfaust at 5 points, anti-tank grenades at 2 points, Fanatics at 2 points, and Stubborn at 1 point. Then we've got our Stahltruppen officer. It comes in at 56 points. Only available as a veteran, so damage value 7 plus and morale value 10, since he is in grade 2 heavy powered armor. This lists the unit type as a company commander. That might be a typo. Base size is 32mm. He comes standard with the STG-44Z. Not sure if that counts as an assault rifle or if that's a light machine gun. Gotta look that up. For special rules, they have augmented large and wide formation. Large means they take up 2 spots for transport. Wide formation, I think they can have a slightly wider unit coherency. I can't remember the exact numbers on it. I don't remember exactly what augmented does either. It helps though. It is a Rift unit. It has 1 Rift die, and the active Rift enhancement is Vormarsch. When given an advance order, a Stahltruppen officer and any additional Stahltruppen who accompany them can opt to pass their order test automatically and discard all their pin markers. If they do so, exhaust their Rift die after they have completed their advance order. Their surging bonus is +1 pen at close quarters, and the exhausted penalty is they gain the lumbering special rule, which reduces the movement rate to 4 inches on an advance order and 8 inches on a run. The options for the platoon commander are add 2 additional Stahltruppen with STG-44Zs for 30 points each. Up to 3 may replace their STG-44Z with LMG at 8 points, so it would be an assault rifle, but probably has some slightly other special stats. I'd have to look it up. Up to 1 may replace their 44Z with a light anti-tank gun at 35 points, and then he can take a point of guts or a point of Rift Mastery at 10 points and 15 points. For upgrades, they have Panzerfaust at 5 points per model, anti-tank grenades at 2, and Fanatics at 2. So all these upgrades are per model, so could get a little pricey. Then we've got a medic. I'm not going to go through some of the units I'm going to kind of skip over because their points might not be different, but they're going to do similar things and as in bolt action. So we've got the medic, we've got the forward observer, so we've got an artillery forward observer as well as an Air Force forward observer. For infantry, we've got the Volksgrenadier Squad, which is your basic New Republic, new NEU Republic with a K, army. So the Volks army. So basically, the Green Vault took over and rolled all just the normal units into the new Volks army. So the current SS Shock Trooper models are modeled to be a Volksgrenadier Squad. I kind of wish they weren't. Okay, we'll talk about that when I'm done. Okay, so for inexperienced regular veteran, 42 points, 60 points, 78 points. Comes with an NCO and 5 Volksgrenadiers as base. They are listed as basic infantry. I'll talk about this in a second. On 25mm basis, standard armed with a rifle. Standard movement rate. Inexperienced is a 3 plus damage, 8 plus or 8 morale. Regular is 4 plus damage, 9 morale, and veteran is 5 plus and a 10 morale. So you have the option to add up to 6 additional Volksgrenadiers, 7, 10, and 13 points for inexperienced, regular, or veteran. Up to 12 may replace their rifle with an SMG at 4 points, or up to 12 may replace their assault rifle with, or replace their rifle with assault rifle for 6 points. 2 per squad may replace their rifle with an LMG for 15 points each, and 1 in the squad can take an infantry flamethrower only if you take the engineers option, which under squad upgrades, again, Panzerfausts, anti-tank grenades, stubborn, you can take engineers for +1 point per model, and then shirkers for inexperienced squads only get you a 2-point price point discount. And again, those are 5 points, 2 points, 1 point, 1 point, and then -2. So these are listed as basic infantry, and the new assault platoon for Conflict 47 requires that you have your minimum compulsory units are either advanced or specialist infantry for Conflict 47, but then you can add additional units, and basic infantry can be part of that. I kind of wish they were like advanced infantry because the models are cool as hell. They're wearing armor, they've got, you know, assault rifles and stuff. But it is what it is. So I've got a cool looking squad, you know, that can be a basic infantry squad to go with it that has assault rifles and stuff. So it is what it is. I mean, what are you gonna do? I'll have to, take a few water breaks every now and again. Okay, then we've got the Legio Aquila squad, which is basically the Italian basic infantry squad. 50 points regular, 65 points veteran. Comes with an NCO and 4 legionnaires. Basic infantry on 25 mil bases, armed with rifles. Standard movement, standard quality or standard damage value and morale. So 4 plus, 5 plus, 9 and 10. You can add up to 5 additional troops for 10 points and 13 points for regular or veteran. Up to 10 may replace their rifle with an SMG for 4 points. Up to 2 may replace their rifle with an LMG for 15 points. And then 1 per squad can take the infantry flamethrower if you take them as engineers. So squad upgrades, Panzerfaust at 5, anti-tank grenades at 2, stubborn at 1, and engineers at 1. And again, I'm just going to keep pointing out that this is per model, and you have to apply these upgrades to the entire squad. So if you have a 10-man squad, you want to take Panzerfausts, you have to take on all of them, so that's an extra 50 points. But anti-tank grenades are only 2, so that's only an extra 20 points. Panzerfausts are probably a little more effective. Then we've got the Schwertruppen, and these are the OG Mark 1 heavy armor, German heavy armor. So 126 points regular and 144 points veteran. Squad consists of 1 NCO and 5 Schwertruppen. 25 mil bases, they are advanced infantry. Standard weapon is assault rifle. Again, standard movement, standard damage value and morale for regular and veteran. They have the heavy special rule. You can add up to 5 additional Schwertruppen, 21 points for regular and 24 points veteran, again per model. Up to 4 per squad may replace their assault rifle with an LMG at 9 points, and then 1 may replace their assault rifle with a Panzerschreck for 64 points. Standard upgrades, so Panzerfaust, anti-tank grenades, fanatics, stubborn, and you can take engineers as well. We've got the Italian Centurion squad, which comes in at 125 points, which is 1 NCO and 4 Centurions. They are advanced infantry on 25 mil bases. They come standard with assault rifles and ballistic shields. They are standard movement. They are only available in veterans, so they have a 6 plus damage and a 10 morale. Special rules are ballistic shield. Against small arms fire, if determined not to be in cover, Centurions are considered to be in soft cover instead. And they do have the heavy special rule. You can add up to 5 additional Centurions for 25 points a model. And then you can take anti-tank grenades and fanatics at 2 points each. The Stahltruppen, the new boys on the block, comes in at 90 points for an NCO and 2 Stahltruppen. They are specialist infantry on 32 mil bases. They come with the STG-44Z. Standard movement, they are veteran 7 plus damage value with morale of 10. Special rules are augmented, large, and wide formation, kind of like we talked about with the platoon commander. They are a Rift unit. They get 1 Rift die, which is their active Rift enhancement is the Vormarsh. And their surging bonus is they gain +1 pen at close quarters. And their exhausted penalty is they gain lumbering, which is movement reduced to 4 on an advance and 8 inches on a run. You can add 3 additional stall trooping at 30 points each, up to 6. So the whole squad could replace their 44Zs with LMGs for 8 points each. And 1 model can replace their assault rifle with an light anti-tank gun for 35 points. So again, Panzerfaust, anti-tank grenades, and fanatics at 5, 2, and 2. We've got the Fallschirmjäger Falcon squad at 130 points. You have 1 NCO and 4 Falcon. Excuse me. They are specialist infantry on 25mm bases. Standard weapon is an assault rifle. When they're not using their flight special rule, they have standard movement, but when they are using flight, they have a 12-inch advance and an 18-inch run. They come veteran only, 5+ with morale of 10, and they have the flight and stubborn special rules. They are a Rift unit. They have 1 Rift die, which is Tauschenfalk, or Diving Falcon. When given a run order and declaring an assault, a Falk squad can opt up to move up to 18 inches, ignoring terrain and negating any defensive position advantage ordinarily conferred to the defender. If assaulting enemy models in open ground, the Falk squad resolves damage from their attacks and removes casualties before the defender rolls for their own attacks. If this enhancement is used, exhaust the unit's Rift die after the first round of close quarters combat has been resolved. So that's pretty cool. They do not have a surging bonus, but their exhausted penalty is they lose the flight special rule. You can add up to 5 additional Falcon for 26 points each. Again, Panzerfaust, anti-tank grenades, and Fanatic, so 5 points, 2 points, and 1 point. The Paracadutisti Falcon squad, so the Italian jump troops, 125 points, 1 NCO, and 4 Falchi. Specialist infantry on 25mm basis. Standard armament is an SMG. Again, they have the same movement rates, using standard movement rate, not using flight, and then the 12-inch and 18-inch using flight. They are veteran only with a damage value 5+ and morale of 10. So they have fanatics and flight as their special rule. Again, they have the Diving Falcon special rule, the Falco Tuffatore, so just translated to Italian. No surging bonus, and they lose the flight special rule when their Rift die is exhausted. You can add up to 5 additional Falchi at 25 points per model, and up to 2 may replace their SMG with an LMG for 11 points each. They can take Panzerfaust and anti-tank grenades, 5 points and 2 points respectively. Then, of course, we've got the Totenkorps. 126 points for 6 Totenkorps, which are specialist infantry on 25mm bases. Their weapon standard armament is fists. Their movement rate is the lumbering rate, so they have a 4-inch advance and an 8-inch run. They are veteran only at 6+ with morale of 10. They are fearless, so their special rules are fearless, horror, infiltrator, lumbering, and tough fighters. They also have limited intelligence, so Totenkorps may never capture, control, or pick up objectives, including intelligence markers, in scenarios that use them. Their presence still prevents enemy units from capturing or controlling objectives if within 3 inches. So, Totenkorps are going to be fun. I'm glad they're not fast, because that would be difficult being a 6+. So you'd have to make sure you got a lot of pen bonuses. They are a Rift unit. They have 1 Rift die. They have Die Toten Erwachen Wieder. The dead rise again, naturally. At any time, the squad can opt to exhaust a Rift die to return D6 Totenkorps models to the unit previously removed as casualties. Returning models must be able to be placed in formation with the unit and not within 1 inch of an enemy unit. Note that this means the ability may not be used whilst the Totenkorps unit is engaged in close quarters combat. That's kind of nice if you're fighting against them. Models which cannot be placed are lost. A Totenkorps unit may not exceed its starting number of models using this ability. So you can't gain more. I mean, that would be kind of cool if you could, like, if you win a combat and you wipe out a unit, if you could take some of them as your own. I mean, maybe that should be the Japanese rule. The surging bonus is they gain a +1 pen at close quarters, and the exhausted penalty is they may not be given run orders. You can add up to 6 additional Totenkorps at 21 points each, so you could run up to 12. And then the Schreckwolfen. Okay, so they come in at 129 points. for 3 Schreckwolfen, which are specialist infantry on 40 mil bases. Their standard weapon is teeth and claws, so they get a +2 pen at close quarters. Standard movement, but they also have fast, so an 8-inch run and 12-inch or 8-inch advance, 12-inch run. They are veteran 7+, and they are morale of 10 and fearless. So special rules are deadly 3. Again, I think that's just 3 attacks in close combat. They are fast, fearless, hard to kill, horror, large, and wide formation. And they are a rift unit with 1 rift die. And they have Howl at the Moon. I'm not even going to try the German pronunciation. Before executing its order, a Schreckwolfen squad can opt to force all enemy units within 8 inches to take a morale check. Any units that pass gain 1 pin marker. Any units that fail gain 2 pin markers and go down. That is... oof, that could be tough. But you're going to be pretty close. 8 inches? Any unit that tested for Howl at the Moon will suffer the penalties for a surprise charge if charged by the Schreckwolfen unit in the same turn. If a Schreckwolfen unit uses Howl at the Moon, exhaust its rift die after it has completed its order. The surging bonus is an increased damage value to 8+, and they lose the fast special rule when they've exhausted their rift die. You can add up to 3 additional Schreckwolfen for 43 points each, so that's going to get a little pricey, but still 6 of them? Man. So that's the interesting thing, is you Howl at the Moon from 8 inches away, you could still make a run and get into combat, but you couldn't do an advance from, well, yeah, because you'd lose fast because you'd exhaust your rift die, so you'd want to be probably even closer than that. But you could also potentially force units to go down, and even if they pass the morale check, they take a pin. So that's pretty cool. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be kind of tough though. Like, I've got some 500-point lists written up just using what I have for specialist and advanced infantry. It's like the Schreckwolfen are the only one I've got currently, and the Totem Corps. So it's like, man, I feel kind of bad, you know, if I play the Germans and my buddy plays the Americans, because then I've got these 7+, but then I've got armored infantry that's got, you know, LMGs, so we're, you know, I think those have the +1 pen. I don't know for sure. We'll figure it out. Okay, then we've got the Nachtjagers. At 60 points for 2 Nachtjagers, they're specialist infantry on 40 mil bases. Standard weapon is Talon, so they get +1 pen and close quarters. They do have flight, so 12-inch advance, 18-inch run, and then standard movement. Not using flight, they're veteran at 6+ with morale of 10. Special rules are deadly 2, fanatics, flight, horror, large, and wide formation. They are a rift unit with 1 rift die. Their active enhancement is Winged Fury. When given a run order and declaring an assault, a Nachtjager squad can opt to move up to 18 inches, ignoring terrain and negating any defensive position advantage ordinarily conferred to the defender. If assaulting enemy models in open ground, the Nachtjager squad resolves damage from their attacks and removes casualties before the defender rolls for their own attacks. If this enhancement is used, exhaust the unit's rift die after the first round of close quarters combat has been resolved. So this is very similar to Diving Falcon for the Fallschirmjagers. Their surging bonus is they upgraded Deadly 3, gain Fearless, and Talons become +2 pen at close quarters. So that's pretty rough. But the exhausted penalty, they lose the flight special ability. And you can add up to 4 additional for 30 points per model. Like, those guys are going to be fun. I'm planning a Oops All Monsters list, and yeah, it's going to be crazy. Then you've got the Nachtolben at 120 points for an NCO and 4 Nachtolben. They're specialist infantry on 25 mil bases. Standard weapon is an SMG. Standard movement rates. They also have fast, so 8-inch and 12-inch. Veteran 5+ with morale of 10. Special rules are Fanatics, Fast, Fieldcraft, and Infiltrator. They are a rift unit with 1 rift die. Their active enhancement is Shadow Dance. After executing an order, a unit of Nachtolben may exhaust its rift die to change their order die to Ambush. Surging bonus is they gain Deadly 2, and they lose fast for their exhausted penalty. You can take up to 5 additional Nachtolben at 24 points each. Up to the whole squad may upgrade to the MP40 Schmeisser at 2 points each. They may replace their SMG with an STG 44Z for 3 points each. Excuse me. And then 2 may replace their SMG with an LMG at 11 points each. Panzerfaust, anti-tank grenades, and engineers at the standard costs are their upgrades. Okay, so for additional teams, we've got the medium machine gun team. We've got anti-tank teams, our Panzerschreck team, a Schwertruppen Panzerschreck team, which is Schwertruppen in Grade 1, and they have a two-man team with one with the Panzerschreck, one with assault rifle. You can add up to one additional at 21 points or 24 points veteran. And the two additional may replace their assault rifle with an LMG at 9 points each. They come in at 96 points regular, 112 points veteran. You can have a sniper team. And then we've got light mortar, medium mortar, and heavy mortar teams. Flamethrower team, which I think those are going to kind of come in handy. And then, of course, we've got our standard artillery. So we've got light artillery, medium artillery, and then heavy artillery. Anti-tank guns, we've got the light anti-tank team, the medium anti-tank gun, heavy anti-tank, and the super heavy anti-tank gun team. And then we've got the Schwerfeld projector team. So inexperienced regular veteran 95, 135, 176 points respectively. Team composition is 3 soldiers. The unit type is an anti-tank gun. They're on 25 mil basis. I've got mine on a big round oval. Standard weapon is one Schwerfeld projector. Counts as heavy artillery for purposes of being moved. So movement rate. So on an advanced order, you can rotate like normal. So standard damage and morale for inexperienced regular and veteran. It is a rift unit. It has 1 rift die because it has the gravity pulse weapon special rule. If you take them as regular or veteran, you can upgrade the entire crew to wear Schwertruppen Grade 1 heavy power armor for 15 points. I'm assuming this means the entire squad only costs 15 points instead of 15 points per model. It doesn't say per model. So for walkers, we've got the OG Spinny. 135 regular, 162 veteran. It's a light walker. Lists 4 legs, and legs and arms do matter. Because you get, additional attacks in close quarters. Standard weapon is a turret-mounted light anti-tank gun and coaxial light automatic cannon. Movement rates, advance up to 12 inches and run 12 to 24. Damage value 8+. Regular morale 9 or 10 for regular or veteran. Special rules are flak due to the coaxial light automatic cannon. Multi-legged, which is what I was talking about with listing the number of legs. Open-topped and recce. Then we've got the Flamer Spinny. 105 regular, 126 veteran. There's a light walker with 4 legs. 1 turret-mounted infantry flamethrower. Same movement, so advance is 12, and then a run is 12 to 24. There's an 8+ damage value. Regular morale is 9. Veteran is 10. Special rules are multi-legged and recce. And we've got the Vogelspinny, the new boy. 155 points regular, 186 veteran, so it's a light walker with 6 legs. 1 turret-mounted light anti-tank gun and coaxial light automatic cannon. 1 forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. Same movement, damage value 8+, same morale. Special rules are flak due to the light automatic cannon, multi-legged and recce. It is a rift unit, potentially, with 1 rift die and the gravity pulse weapon. Special rule. So options, you can place a turret-mounted light anti-tank gun and coax light automatic cannon with an infantry flamethrower for a points deduction of 20 points. Or you can replace the anti-tank gun and coax automatic cannon with a machining Schwer, which is like the new gravity weapon, for free. Or you can replace the standard armament with 2 light automatic cannons for free, which I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to getting the Vogelspinny, which coincidentally looks really menacing without its turret. So if there's a way to mount that in the hull, that'd be pretty sick. Okay, then we've got the Panzer IV-X on legs. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm not even going to try. But this is the new Panzer IV-X Walker. 255 points regular, 306 veteran, is a medium walker with 6 legs. Standard weapons is a turret-mounted Schwerfeld projector and a forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. Standard movement for a walker, damage value of 9+. Morale is normal. Special rules are multi-legged and slow. It is a rift unit if armed with a Schwerfeld projector and the gravity pulse weapon special rule. You can add a pintle-mounted MMG for 15 points. You can replace the Schwerfeld projector with a heavy anti-tank gun and coax MMG for discount of 30 points. or you can replace standard armor with a light howitzer and coax MMG for minus 80 points. We've got the Heinrich for 185 points regular, 222 points veteran. This one's growing on me, although I don't think it's available on the Warlord site anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Medium walker with 2 legs, 2 forward-facing hull-mounted MMGs, 1 forward-facing light rocket system, and left and right arms. Standard movement for a walker, 9 plus damage value, standard morale. It has the jump and 2-legged special rules. You can replace the forward-facing MMGs with light automatic cannons for 40 points, and replace the rocket system with a medium anti-tank gun for 20 points. Then we've got the Thor, which is 460 regular, 552 veteran. I know this video is getting kind of long. We've got super heavy walker with 6 legs, a turret-mounted heavy howitzer with coax MMG, hull-mounted light autocannon, forward-facing, and then a pintle-mounted MMG. Standard movement for walker. 11 plus damage value, standard morale, multi-legged and slow, and can take reinforced front armor for 55 points. The Votan, 500 points regular, 600 points veteran, the big boy, super heavy walker, 6 legs, turret-mounted shine cannon, so the new railgun, forward-facing, hull-mounted light autocannon, and a pintle MMG. Standard movement, 11 plus damage value. Gotta have one heck of a pen bonus on that one. Regular morale, so 9 and 10. Multi-legged and slower, the special rules. It is a rift unit, armed with the sheen cannon, the railgun. 1 rift die and special rule hypervelocity weapon. You can take reinforced front armor for 55 points, and you can replace the railgun with a super heavy anti-tank gun and coax MMG for a discount of 35 points. So for vehicles, we've got the OG Panzer IV-X, 204, 255, 306 for inexperienced regular veteran. Medium tank with a turret-mounted Schwerfeld projector and a forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. So standard vehicle movement, advance up to 9 inches, run 9 to 18 inches. Damage value 9 plus. Morale is normal. It is a rift unit if armed with the Schwerfeld projector, 1 rift die, and the gravity pulse weapon. You can add a pintle MMG for 15 points, get a discount of 30 points by taking the heavy anti-tank gun and coax MMG instead of the Schwerfeld projector. Discount of 80 points for taking a light howitzer and coax MMG. And you can add Schertzen armored skirts for 10 points. Anti-tank rifles and any weapon with the shape charge rule do not get +1 pen modifier when hitting the vehicle's side armor. I think this is how mine is modeled, just because that's the way it came. You can take the Panther X for 262, 328, or 394 points. A medium tank with turret-mounted light shine cannon. So the railgun. Forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. Standard movement for a vehicle, 9 plus damage value. Standard morale. Special rules, light shine cannon. Railgun mounted on a Panther may not be overloaded. Reinforced front armor. It is a rift unit when armed with the shine cannon or Schwerfeld projector. So 1 rift die, depending on which weapon you take, you either have hypervelocity weapon or gravity pulse weapon. So pintle MMG is an additional 15 points. You can replace the railgun with the Schwerfeld projector for a discount of 35 points, or light howitzer and coax MMG for a reduction of 30 points. The King Tiger X, so the Tiger 2X, so 475 or 570 points. Super heavy tank. That is regular and veteran. Turret-mounted railgun and forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. Standard vehicle movement, 11 plus damage value, regular morale. If armed with the railgun, it is a rift unit, 1 rift die, and hypervelocity weapon. Options, you can add a pintle-mounted MMG for 15 points, or take a super heavy anti-tank gun and coax MMG for a discount of 35. There's also the Schwerfeld projector emplacement for 172, 215, or 258 points. Again, inexperienced regular veteran, which is a medium emplacement, so counts as a medium tank. It has a turret-mounted Schwerfeld projector, no movement, 9 plus damage value, standard morale. Special rules are armored all round. And then emplacement, the Schwerfeld projector emplacement starts the game with an immobilized result. In scenarios that do not normally allow units to start on the table, place this unit within 6 inches of your deployment zone edge. And it is a rift unit with 1 rift die and the gravity pulse weapon special rule. Then we've got the Puma X, heavy armored car. So 172, 215, or 258 points. It's an armored car with a turret-mounted Schwerfeld projector, standard vehicle movement, 8 plus damage value, standard morale. Special rules are Recce. It is a rift unit with 1 rift die, and gravity pulse weapon due to the Schwerfeld projector. And you can replace that with a turret-mounted medium anti-tank gun and coax MMG for a discount of 60 points. And then for transports and tows, we've got the KFZ 251, the KFZ 250, the Opel Blitz, the Opel Maltier, which I plan on getting a couple of those myself that really fit my theme really, really super well. And then the Kubelwagen. And that wraps up that. Wow. We've been going for a while. So quick update on everything going on. Marines are all, my rebasing project is almost done. I just got to do about 20 Marines, put the jungle stuff on them, and then we're good. That's all done. I've got a Schwertruppen squad in progress. Got their camo armor painted. Skin tones are almost done, so those guys are gonna look cool. I've got a few other things in the waiting to get painted box. And then hopefully my pre-order is going to be arriving soon. So tonight or tomorrow, we'll see, like I mentioned. So a couple other cool things. A 1940s pulp game, you got to add some stuff in. So I got a Rocketeer 28 mil figure. It's more like 32 mil off Etsy. And this, I'm going to paint this up like the Rocketeer, and he's going to be like a stand-in for friendly games for a Firefly platoon commander. I think that's gonna be, I mean, that's just cool. I mean, look at that. It's awesome. I love it. So he's primed on a 25 mil base, no less. And then even better, I got Hellboy. Gotta have Hellboy. So again, game set in the 1940s, even though it doesn't quite work. Hellboy, yeah, was just technically just a child, but still, I mean, it's freaking awesome. So it's 28 mil. It's on a 25 mil base. So this is actually from the Mantic Games Hellboy, the board game that they released a number of years ago. And like I could not find the mini by itself. So I bought the game for like 40 something dollars. It cost me like $60 with shipping off of eBay. Got here yesterday. So, I mean, it looks cool. It's like I couldn't find an STL file to print, and I would have had to find somebody to print it for me. So, I mean, and then I got another board game to go with it. Mantic also did a Hellboy dice game, which I really like. I've had fun with playing. So, yeah, this is awesome, and it's cool because you know he's got the Samaritan in his hand. Kind of helped me reignite my love for Hellboy. I love the comics, but I was first introduced to it with the 2004 movie. And then I bought some of the comics. I bought myself one of the omnibuses the other day at the comic book store. So I'm gonna paint him up and call him a Paragon. So I'll give him just like a pistol and then a Paragon close combat weapon to count for his arm. Again, you know, this will just be for friendly games, and also because you know it's two cool miniatures that I get to build and paint up. So that's pretty neat. So that about rounds it up for this episode. A little longer than normal, but that's fine. That's cool. Totally cool. Cobia is in dry dock right now. Check out the Wisconsin Maritime Museum Facebook page. You can see some pictures. They've got all the muscles sandblasted or washed off the hull, sandblasted the hull. I've got the hull repainted, so that's pretty awesome. You can see some pictures of that. Check out the links down below for Facebook, Instagram, as well as my Warlord Games affiliate link. Now that pre-orders are coming out, you can go get some additional stuff ordered. Warlord Open Day is this weekend too. Expect there to be some reveals. Expect good stuff. You're also able to order the new special edition figure. I think it's Roberta Wells is the name of the character, that will be available to order this weekend. So for those of you who can't attend in person, such as myself, you can still order that figure and get it mailed to you. So definitely, if you're going to do that, hit the link in the description. And then outside of that, I think that about wraps it up for this week. So definitely look for additional episodes this week and in the coming weeks. So as soon as I receive it, I'll be recording an unboxing. I'll probably go through it first just because I'll be so excited. But then we'll go through everything that came in the Rift Buster Mega Bundle. And then we'll be doing rundowns of the army lists for the rest of the factions as well. I'll see if there's a way that I can kind of cut them down, make them a little bit quicker. But, you know, we'll see. Of course, everybody can see these for themselves now. You can go download them off Konflikt47.com. Also, be sure to check out Barefoot Miniatures, my buddy Max. He has been going just absolutely gangbusters with the Konflikt 47 battle reports, doing an absolute incredible job. I don't have the attention span for battle reports anymore, unfortunately. I mean, I'll start watching them, but the problem is all the ads on YouTube just drive me crazy. but I watch as much of them as I can get through. But definitely go check out Max at Barefoot Miniatures for some awesome Conflict 47 battle reports. Hopefully, in the coming months, I'll be able to start you know joining him in creating battle report. I can't join him because he's in Manchester, England. Overabouts in Manchester anyway. I'm not going to go over there, but I can start filming my own. We'll see. But yeah, so as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me those comments down below. I really do love getting comments and getting to respond and chat to the viewers, so definitely do that. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and until next time, may your paints be thin, your brushes be pointy, and your dice be hot.